Hallo miteinander, I'm Gesh86 and this is Double Focus. Last time we smuggled some controlled substances and helped Kokoro discover her lost emotion the hard way. Now we are back at the raging werewolf and the mermaid damsel. We left them alone for like 2 hours or so, without the situation escalating, but the moment we return, Kagero is leaping in for the kill. Thanks to the calming mask Kokoro gave us, we are able to counter her. I do like this scene, it's so exaggerated. Momiji's pose reminds me of the Falcon Punch from the F-Zero anime, the one that blew up the villain and Captain Falcon in a supernova. Chrono Sage Wolf, as they call it, doesn't do that, it just breaks Kagero's curse and allows us to recruit Wakasagi Hime as the game's final summon. What the heck is Chrono Sage Wolf a reference to? Aya seems clueless, and my best guess is still the Falcon Punch. Aqua Pillar, the term for Wakasagi Hime's ability, is this game's space jump or gravity boots. If there was ever a high place you couldn't reach before, you can now. What a jackpot our rescue of the mermaid has been. However, I'm not happy. This is not a satisfying outcome yet. Just take a look at this depressed Kagero and you'll agree we cannot let this stand. After Wakasagi Hime's quest, Wolf Girl will retreat to the room we found the pagoda in and curl up in her guilt and anxiety. Kagero has been depicted as very vain in the fandom. It comes with her wearing a fancy dress, even in her werewolf transformation, and from whining about how hairy she gets during a full moon. Now we have a white wolf Tengu with us, who also gets aggressive when the moon is out, and who I imagine is at least a little hairier than average. Kagero and Momiji bond over the woes they have in common. It's very cute. There's brothers in arms and sisters in hairiness, I guess. Aya feels very left out of this friendship, so she pretends to be a wolf herself. Not working, girl. Doing the good deed of comforting Kagero grants us a portal book. Thank you, Aru. Today's episode will continue as one big cleanup phase. Our most important tool for this will be Wakasagi Hime's Aqua Pillar. You might have noticed the game calls her Princess Wakasagi. That's a wooden translation, maybe not as bad a sin as Lumia, but not something every fan would agree with. The word Hime does mean princess, but we can assume the mermaid demon is not of nobility. Apparently, it's something Japanese parents can put in their daughters' names when they find them especially precious. If we use Aqua Pillar on Chirno, nothing actually happens. Just talking to her with Wakasagi Hime in tow solves this quest, which is too bad. I would have liked it better if you actively had to soak her with a skill. Nonetheless, the Ice Fairy is saved, and she has learned absolutely nothing from this near-death experience. Still the same loudmouth poser she's always been. At least she values our aid, giving us Eyes of Beast in return. We'll talk about it in a minute. Let's speak to Chirno again. This heat is nothing for the one who opens eyes. I wonder what proverb our freezer of English beef bastardized there in the original Japanese version. Anyway, Eyes of Beast is Momiji only, but nothing spectacular. It's another variant of Parry and Windrobe, protecting against all melee attacks. This includes actual attacks, as well as running into the bodies of enemies, which makes this more versatile than parry. Let's fight Sega. No. bosses don't respawn, but Sega's Den is another arena where we didn't reveal all the map squares in. There was no need to move around much, the fight was that easy. On the other side is a room we could have gone to right after, but over all these episodes there was no reason. Now there is. It's not about what's here, but what's further beyond, as we are led to the Cellar of Castle area. You may still remember this passage from ages ago. It's no longer a dead end. We can get around the red spikes with our reverse waterfalls, and the benefit of this is grabbing plot thickener and the final Book of Souls. We are packing now, as strong as can be. Oh, there's something very satisfying about reaching maximum empowerment in these Metroidvanias. Plot Thickener is a strange passive that I haven't tested much. We would get more stamina near enemies with it, yet easy breathing also restores stamina no matter what situation we're in. We have a few more items to fetch in Water City area. Some are at the statue we now know is meant to show Kokoro. Now Water City area is still so recent. Much of what you'll see is going to remind you of our first lap through it. Yes, I dare to reveal that. I think this is the best time, now or never, to talk a little more about the developer of Double Focus, AquaStyle. Once again, we have a circle of many talents. They make not only games, but albums as well, and even animations. You might recall Magical Maid Sakuya-chan versus Miracle Sanae-chan. That was them, and you can tell they were not happy with Sanae snatching that third protagonist slot in Touhou 12. Interrupting briefly, White Wolf Blood can best be described as Life Leech. Each successful hit will heal Momiji, not bad. I've compared it with the Fighting Spirit passive, and I think it's much better. Continuing with AquaStyle, for the longest time I thought they were also responsible for a series of Touhou plushies, the ones with incredibly bored looking faces, which at the same time makes them really adorable. Those, however, were made by Angel Type, not AquaStyle. Understandable mix-up. Coincidentally though, the animation I mentioned does credit Angel Type as well. All in all, AquaStyle is a circle with a pretty big profile. It figures they are at least fairly relevant. They are, after all, one of the few to have gotten their Touhou fan games to PlayStation. Their most famous works, from what I know, are their roguelike RPGs. The series is called Fushigi no Gensoukyo, and Genso Wanderer is really just Fushigi no Gensoukyo 3 Tower of Desire. However, among Western fans, their games were really not talked about all that much. Not compared to the likes of Labyrinth of Touhou 1 and 2, The Genius of Sapphiros, or Touhou Puppet Dance Performance. The reason for this is a lack of any fan translations for what they made. Supposedly, their coding is protected or very complicated. It is too much for hobbyist translators to work with, and that made any Fushigi no Gensoukyo almost unplayable. If you can't read, you're literally going to make Reimu drink poison. About where we are going now, we need to swiftly tell Daijosei that we saved Cherno from dehydration. I'm not super sure this is necessary, but it might affect the ending as well. Wrapping up the developer trivia, nowadays we have Genso Wanderer and Double Focus in English. The latter you were more likely to beat even if you knew no Japanese. All this poor accessibility of AquaStyle games is a thing of the past. I'm happy about that. Things turned out okay. No, Daijosei, Cherno is still sitting around asking for a heat stroke to happen. That's our ice fairy. Look at that. We have 100% item rate. The Curebook plus Wakasagi Hime lifted us towards an Water City area was the Bookworld's final collectible. You know, getting all items might be what truly shapes your ending. Maybe there is no other intricate science involved. I can't know for certain. With that, we are done with our last cleanup. I'm Gish86, this was Double Focus, and next time, the big finale. Roar! Aya, you must defeat me if you want to save Gensoukyo. Bis bald!